Hi guys, Tyler here. Hope y'all are having an amazing day. Yesterday I showed y'all how to square any numbers. I'm gonna show y'all how to do the inverse of that. Alright, so start with our first example. Find the square root of 841. Alright, first I'm gonna write the squares from 1 through 9 before I start. Alright, since 841 ends with the number 1, and 1 squared and 9 squared ends with the number 1, that means the last digit's either going to be 1 or 9. Then we're going to ignore the last two digits. Now we're left with the number 8. Find out what two squares it falls in between, which is 2 squared and 3 squared. That means the tens place is going to be 2. And now to find out whether the one digit's 1 or 9, we're going to multiply the two squares 8 falls in between, which is 2 and 3, which is 6. And since 8 is greater than 6, that means the last digit's going to be 9. Just do another example. Alright, so this number ends with 4. 2 squared and 8 squared end with 4. So that means the last digit's either going to be 2 or 8. Then we ignore the last two digits, and now we're left with the number 10. Find out what two squares that falls in between, which is 3 and 4. Since 3 is the lower number, it falls in between it. The 10th digit is going to be 3. And now we multiply 3 and 4 together, since that's what 10 falls in between with the squares. Since 10 is less than 12, that means it's going to be the lower number, which is 2. And that's going to be our answer. Let's do another one. Square root of this number right here. So since the number ends with 1 and 1 squared and 9 squared end with 1, it means the last two digits is either going to be 1 or 9. Now we're left with 24. Find out what two squares 24 falls in between, which is 4 and 5 squared. The lower number is 4, so that's going to be the tens place. And now we got to multiply 4 times 5, which is 20. And since 20 is greater than 24 is greater than 20, that means it's going to be the higher number, which is 9, so it's going to be 49. Find the square root of 9,604. So since the number ends with 4, it's going to end with 2 or 8. That means we're left with 96. It falls in between 9 and 10 squared, which is, that means the 10th digit's going to be 9, because it's a lower number it falls in between. That means we got to do 9 times 10, which is 90. Since 96 is greater than 90, it's going to be the higher number. Ta-da, we get 98. This will work with like three digit numbers too. So since 21,025 ends with 25, we're just gonna put 5 out of 1 through 10 squared. 5 squared is the only one that ends with 5, so we're gonna be left with 5. And now 210, that'll fall in between 14 squared and 15 squared. 210. Since it falls in between 14 squared and 15 squared, that means it's going to be 14. We can skip the step by multiplying the numbers because we don't have multiple possibilities for the ones digit. This will work with decimal numbers too. So 10.89. So what we can do is that we can pretend this decimal's not here. So we realize this number ends with 9, so it's either going to end with 3 or 7. That's 2 possibilities. Now we're left with 10. Since it falls in between 3 squared and 4 squared, I mean the lower number that's in between, it's going to be 3. And now we got to multiply 3 times 4 to find out which ones digit is. Since 10 is less than 12, it's going to be 3. Since there's 2 numbers behind the decimal place, that means the decimal place is going to be right here. And that's going to wrap things up. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time.